guys, I have another video for you. Today is going to be a tag, and it's going to be the military spouse tag. I was tagged by Ashley Sanders, who is a beauty guru here on YouTube. She is also a military wife. So if you guys haven't seen any of her videos, you don't know who she is, go and check her out. Her name is Ashley Sanders. As a lot of you guys know, I am a military spouse. My husband is in the Army. He is a recruiter here in California. The tag is actually 25 questions long, so let's go ahead and get started on it. The first question is, and if I'm looking down, I have the questions on my phone, so sorry. The first question is, how did you and your spouse meet? Me and my husband actually met on the back of a Greyhound bus. I know it sounds crazy, but that's how it happened. We were leaving and we were both, going to the same destination. And I actually still remember the first thing he said to me, which I don't know what he was thinking, but the first thing he said to me was, is a hippopotamus really a hippopotamus or just a really cool hippopotamus? The lamest thing I've ever heard. It couldn't have been too late now that I think about it, because 3 years later we're married. I don't know. Anyways, question number 2. How old were you when you two met? I had just turned 20 and he was 25. How long have you guys been together? We've been together for 3 years and 10 months, and trust me, I had to calculate that. Usually I just either say 3 years or almost 4 years. How did you feel about your spouse joining the military? He was already in the military when we met, so I guess that's the answer to the question. Where did your spouse go to basic training? He actually went to basic training at Fort Benning, which is a funny story. My dad, I was also born into the military. My dad was stationed at Fort Benning when my husband was at basic training at Fort Benning. If you've ever been to Fort Benning, it's kind of a small post. So I just think it's insane how we were both there at the same time and didn't even know it. Number 7, has your spouse ever been deployed? Me and my husband got married in September, and he deployed in late September. So we were married for 2 weeks, and then he deployed for a year. And then he was also deployed once before we got married. Have you ever been to his promotion ceremony? I've only been to one promotion ceremony. This past May, he was promoted to E7, and me and my daughter were able to be there to see that. It was really exciting. How long have you been a military wife? For a little over 3 years. I didn't calculate that one, but let's just say a little over 3 years. Did you marry him before or after he joined? I already said you were married after he joined. So, how did your husband propose? Down on one knee? I mean, it wasn't anything. I already knew he was going to do it. I mean, there wasn't any questions, but I already knew he was going to propose before he even proposed. So, I mean, it wasn't really a surprise. Where did you get married? We actually got married in my hometown of Virginia. We had a couple of people there. It wasn't a big wedding, maybe about 50 to 100 people, close friends and family. How old were you when you two got married? I was 30 and he was 25. And if you remember back to a couple questions ago, when we met, I was 20 and he was 25. So if you kind of put two together, we weren't together very long before we got married, but when you know, you know. Did he wear his uniform? Sorry, guys. Did he wear his uniform on his wedding day? He did not. I didn't want him to. He wears it so much as it is, and I see him in it so much that I just kind of wanted our day to have nothing to do with the military. I think he had a lot of his military buddies in our wedding. They were actually in our wedding, but none of them were for. Where are you and your spouse currently stationed? We are stationed in Huntington Beach, California. He is a Army recruiter in Huntington Beach, and he's a pretty darn good one, if I say so myself. Do you live on base? We do live on base, like he's in the Army, but we actually live on a Marine base here in Pendleton. How long were you married when you had to go through your first separation? 2 weeks. Not long at all. What is your favorite base so far? Being married, this is our first duty station. So I guess being married, I kind of have to say it was Camp Pendleton because it's the only base so far. Even though I really don't like it that much. I'm so ready to leave California. As far as, my whole life, because like I said, I was a military brat. So I would have to say that Fort Benning, Georgia is my favorite military base that I've been to. Do you think your spouse looks good in his uniform? I don't even think this should be a question. My spouse looks good in anything he wears. Do you think military life is more advanced than civilian life? I kind of think that's a trick question. I wouldn't say that it's more advanced, and I wouldn't even say that it's harder being a military wife. I do think that our marriage does go through a lot more than, let's say, a civilian marriage, only because my spouse is gone more than he's home. So I feel like that can definitely put a strain on your marriage. So I do definitely think it's a little harder in some aspects as far as marriage goes. But life is hard, period, whether you're military or civilian. So I definitely wouldn't say we're more, advanced, I guess. I don't even know if that's answering the question, but that's just how I feel about it. Do you like the benefits you receive as a military dependent? I want to start off by saying that I didn't get married for the benefits. Let's just throw that out there. But yes, I do like the benefits. My son was actually, I do have 2 children. I have a daughter, Isabella, who is 3, and I have a son, Bradley, who is 10 months. And I will say my son was put in the hospital at 6 weeks old because he was diagnosed with RSV. He did end up getting better, but he was in the hospital for a week, and if we didn't have those benefits, I don't know how we would be able to afford that. So, I definitely do like the benefits. Do you have a lot of military wife friends? I wouldn't say I have a lot. I have a few. Yeah, I have a few. And the ones that I do have, they're really good girls. I love them all. They're really there. They help out a lot, especially with, the hubby being gone so much. You kind of have to have those women that you can lean on that know what you're going through. I wouldn't say I have a lot, though. I have a few. Do you own military wife stuff? I own a military wife coffee mug, and I love coffee, so I use it a lot. But I think that's all. I might have a few magnets on my car. But other than that, no, not really. I'm going to skip the question. What's the hardest part of being in the military life? For those of you who are military wives and you have children, I honestly think that being a mom and a military wife is the hardest thing that I've had to go through. With your husband being gone, or when your kids get old enough, they realize, daddy's not there, and of course you have to explain it to them why daddy's not there, and it's just so hard seeing them, crying for daddy and asking for daddy over and over again, and not being able to say, oh, daddy, he'll be home soon, so I think that and being alone a lot. I got married, and I knew that he was going to be gone. I went through that, with my mom and dad. I knew he was going to be gone, but I don't think I knew how lonely it was. So I definitely cherish my children when my husband's gone. Do you support your spouse as a member of the military? I support all members of the military. I think that it's awesome that they're giving up their lives to fight for our country and expecting nothing in return. I support them 100%. I support my husband 100%. He is truly mine and my kids' hero. I don't know what we would do without him. And I just want to go ahead and say thank you to every man and woman who is a member of our military. We love you and we really appreciate you guys. Okay, well that is the end of my tag. I hope you guys learned a little bit about my life as a military wife. I hope you guys, I challenge you guys to do this tag. I know some of my military wives are going to be watching this video, so go do the tag. I want to learn a little bit about you guys. I'll see you later.